Welcome back to Codex Tactics, where we get you the vital information you need to know to face a new detachment in 40k. Today's 10-minute battle brief, Peerless Bladesmen, Codex Emperor's Children. Let's get to it.
This detachment playstyle is melee focused. The detachment rule: each time an Emperor's Children unit that made a charge move this turn is chosen to fight, melee weapons have one of the following: lethals or sustained 1. Some notable enhancements to be aware of: they can heroic for 0 CP even if another unit has already done so in the same phase. They have a Fight's First ability. At the end of the fight phase, a character can fight one additional time with an engagement range of 3+ models. Strats and abilities: 1 command point, the fight phase. After enemy selects targets, -1 to hit in the fight phase. 2 command points in the fight phase. After an enemy selects targets, it's an auto fight on death. 1 command point in the fight phase just before an Emperor's Children unit consolidates. They can consolidate 6 inches if they can end that move within engagement range of another enemy unit. For 1 command point in the fight phase, improve the AP by 1 on the charge. For 1 command point in the opponent's command phase, Emperor's Children unit that made a charge move the last turn and destroyed 1+ enemy units. Each enemy unit within 6 inches must take a battle shock test. -1 to that test if they are below half strength. Units are not subject to further tests that turn. And then finally, 2 command points in the opponent's movement phase. After an enemy unit falls back, an Emperor's Children unit, if it's a vehicle, you can only perform this if it's a walker. That unit can make a charge move against that unit if it is within 6 inches. The army rule is Thrill Seekers. If your army faction is Emperor's Children, this unit is eligible to shoot and charge in a turn in which it advanced or fell back. It cannot target a unit it was within engagement range of at the start of the turn, and it cannot target a unit that was the target of another unit's charge or attack this phase. Practically speaking, what does this mean? It means they cannot fall back and charge the same unit that they were just in engagement range with, and they cannot multi-charge into a single unit. First up in the key synergizing units, Flawless Blades. They're going to move 8 T5, 3-up save, 3 wounds, 5-up invuln. This is one of the detachment workhorses. It's a melee multi-tool. Bolt Pistols and Bliss Blades. A 6-man unit can be 15 attacks at strength 6, -4 AP, 2 damage, lethals, or sustained 1. Lucius the Eternal moves 8 T5, 2-up save, 6 wounds, 4-up invuln. He can lead Flawless Blades or he can be a lone op. If he's not leading a unit, he gains Fights First. He's got the Lash with Torment, which can be 10 attacks, strength 4, AP 2, 1 damage, sustained or lethals. Or the Blade of Lair can be 6 attacks, strength 8, AP 4, 3 damage, precision, sustained 1, or lethals. Lucius rerolls hits and wounds against characters, monsters, and walkers. The Demon Prince of Slaanesh on foot moves 10 T10, 2-up save, 10 wounds, 4-up invuln. He's lone op within 3 inches of Slaanesh infantry. He has a 2-up fight on death. He grants additional -1 AP on the charge to Slaanesh units if within 6 inches of this model. It means Flawless Blades can be a max of -5 AP. Lucius's Lash can be -3 AP, and the Blade of Lair can be 5 AP as well. Infractors are the battle line OC2 unit that you'll see in this detachment pretty frequently. They move 8 T5, 3-up save, 3 wounds, 5-up invuln, and they scout 6 inches. They reroll wound rolls of 1 in melee, or full rerolls to wound if the enemy unit is within engagement range of an objective. Typical loadout is going to be bolt pistols and 1 plasma pistol on the Obsessionist. They have dueling sabers, plus a Rapture Lash on the Obsessionist, that's a sergeant. 10-man unit can be a max of 46 attacks, strength 4, -2 AP, 1 damage, with precision, sustained 1, and lethals. The Lord Exultant moves 8 T4, 3-up save, 5 wounds, 4-up invuln. He leads the Infractors usually, and he's going to give them lethals, which is why they can have lethals and sustain 1 due to the detachment rule. Typical loadout, he has a once per battle ability to improve this model's attacks by 3 and AP by 1. So typically you're going to see him with a Phoenix Spear. This could be a max of 8 attacks, strength 7, AP 4, 2 damage with Lance, sustain 1, and lethals, plus a Rapture Lash. This is extra attacks. It can be a max of 7 attacks at strength 4, -3, 1 damage, sustain 1, and lethals. And then again, with the Demon Prince on foot, if he's nearby, he's going to grant additional -1 AP on the charge to Slaanesh units if within 6 inches of this model. That means the Infractors can be a max of -3 AP, the Exultant's Phoenix Spear can be a -5, and the Lash at -4. Fulgrim moves 16, T11, 2-up save, 16 wounds, 4-up invuln. He's got a Lash, can be a max of 12 inches, 6 attacks, strength 8, minus 4 AP, 2 damage, sustain 1, and lethals. And then Blades can be max sweep at 12 attacks, strength 8, minus 4, 2 damage, sustained 1, and lethals, or max strike attack, 6 attacks, strength 14, minus 5 AP, d6 plus 1 damage, sustained, and lethals. He's got a Tail, which is extra attacks, strength 6, 6 attacks, minus 3 AP, 1 damage, sustained 1, or lethals. If you're hit by Fulgrim in the shooting or fight phase, you're likely going to be poisoned. He selects one of these in each phase. You will take D3 mortals on a 4-up in each command phase until the end of the battle. In the non-controlling player's command phase, Fulgrim will choose -1 to hit, fights first, or a 6-inch aura of no fallback if the leadership test has failed. So the Noise Marines aren't supported too much in this detachment, so we're not going to get too crazy into it here. They basically have 12 heavy bolter attacks at 18 inches, and then 6 strength 10 AP2, 3 damage ignores cover attacks at 18 inches. They're going to cause battle shock at -1, and the Lord Cacophonous that leads them is going to give him sustain 1, and then the Doom Siren that he has, basically if you're an infantry unit that's hit by this, you're going to roll 3d6 on a 4-up, there's a mortal, and then you must take that battle shock test that has been caused at -1 by the Noise Marines. Other units to consider, the Tormentors are the Legionnaire Marine equivalent, the other battle line OC2 in this codex. They infiltrate and have sticky. Terminators can reroll charges, but they have to shoot all of their ranged weapons at you. They can decide if they want to shoot or not. If they don't shoot, they can still receive this bonus. Spawn, move 10, T5, 4-up save, 4 wounds, 5-up feel no pain, OC1. They have a reactive move. If you're within 9 inches, they can move up to 6. They're going to be pretty much what you're going to see a lot of players using as objective holders and secondary scorers. And Demon Prince of Slaanesh with wings, he moves 14, he's -1 damage. He's going to do charge mortals on a 4-up for each remaining wound that he has up to a max of 6. A sorcerer can lead Infractors and Terminators. And Noise Marines, he grants cover from ranged attacks. And if he's hit by this model psychic weapon, it'll be -2 move and -2 to charge rolls. Land Raider, it moves 10, T12, transports 14 infantry. Disembarking units can charge after this model makes a normal move. A Rhino moves 12, T9, transports 12 infantry. Units can disembark after this model advances, but they cannot further or charge this turn. So let's talk about threat ranges. If they're disembarking from a Land Raider with advance and charge, Flawless Blades with their charge move can be a max of 39 inches. They're going to average about 30. Infractors and Tormentors with a charge move, they're going to max 38, average about 29. Disembarking from a Rhino, Infractors with a 6-inch scout move, turn 1 with this scout move with a charge move, be a max of 34 inches. They're going to average about 25. Noise Marines out of a Rhino, 45 inches max and about 42 average. So what's a win path against this detachment look like? You want to try to avoid multiple unit consolidations and pile-ins with fights first, combat jank, fight on death abilities. They can't multi-charge, but they can consolidate into you if they have another unit nearby. If you have Tormentors in the list, they're likely going to wait for you to send something forward to take those objectives because they have sticky, and they'll rush forward with melee threats. If you have access to cheap forward deploying units with high OC, deploy them in a way to create firing lanes so that when those units get taken by their early aggression, you can shoot back. Execution-wise, out of phase movement, if you have sticky objectives, keep them at range to reduce rerolls from the Infractors while keeping primary lead. For example, if you have sticky and you move off an objective before they touch it in their movement phase, you might be able to keep them off the objective if they fail their charge. Then their detachment rule prevents another unit from declaring a charge against the same unit. They have multiple ways to gain additional AP. They can increase by 1 for a Strat and a Demon Prince on foot. Minimal anti-tank and anti-heavy in this detachment. The Land Raider is the only real ranged threat with 4 las cannons. And then the Blastmasters in Noise Marines can be strength 10, -2, 3 damage. There's a max of 6 shots of this per 6 unit. Flawless Blades in melee, they'll wound anything on a 3-up. A Demon Prince in melee, and the Flawless Blades in melee, and Fulgrim in melee, and the Mauler Fiend in melee. That's about it. Abilities and enhancements. There's multiple access to fights first, character enhancement to fight again on if they're within engagement range of a 3+ of a model, fights on death mechanics, and a free heroic enhancement. Shoot them. Simple enough, easier said than done. No ability to turn off Overwatch here. Remember this, you should do well. Good luck.